I just got back from teaching one of my martial arts kids classes, and one of the kids at the very end asked me a question. They said, "Gabriel, we just finished our sparring session and I'm having a lot of trouble dealing with the guys who have that big height advantage over me. I wasn't able to land anything and the guys with the longer arms were constantly hitting me when I tried to enter. What can I do?" Today, I'm going to give you the same answer that I gave him at the end of class, and it will help everybody out there who is struggling to spar or fight against taller people. Thanks for joining me today, guys. This topic of dealing with people who have longer arms or who are taller than you, it's something that I've probably covered on the channel before in some area, some regards, but I'm gonna touch on it again because I don't think I have a specific video. And even if I do, chances are a lot of people have missed that video and are still wondering what the answer is to this question of dealing with taller fighters. And there's a very, very simple solution, which then becomes more complicated the more you look at the nuances of it. But overall, I can give you the answer in about 60 seconds, 1 minute, and then we'll break down in the details, of the kicks and all the other troubles that come with being the shorter fighter. So just right off the bat, so I'm not wasting your time, you want to know the good information. The answer is get your head off the center line. It's as simple as that. Now I'll explain that in more detail, but basically if your head is right above your hips as you enter or when somebody else enters to attack you, if you keep your head right here, chances are you're going to get hit. If you're fighting somebody who has longer arms than you. If you get your head off the center line, all of a sudden that shot from the longer arms misses and now you can move in and throw your own shot to land. So let's take a look at the actual advancing approach. This is offensive. I'm out here, I'm going shoot. Every time I enter, I get punched. So very simply, I recreate a little slip, just like I'm slipping to the side, but I do that as I enter. And then as I enter, I also throw most likely my jab. And now all of a sudden, I'm able to land this shot and have my opponent who has longer arms, their shot swings by my head. Now, once we get to this position where I'm landing, we're now at my zone. And this is where I now follow up and make him pay for not stopping me. You can also use the cross on the first shot. I'm out here, I'm going, oh, okay, I want to get in. I don't want to throw the jab, I want to go with the cross. I step, I get my head off to the left, and I throw that right hand, and then again, I follow up. One of the issues with this though, is when you drop your head to the side, you become more compromised for knees or head kicks. So be very diligent as you enter and you drop of keeping the other hand very tight to your head. If you keep this hand tight, you get your head off the center line, you throw your other punch with your shoulder high, you become a very difficult target to land on. But you don't only have to use this offensively, this also works defensively. So if somebody comes to attack you and you're standing here and you're going, oh, if I throw the punch to try and stop their punch, they land on me because they have the longer arms. Well, as soon as they approach, you drop your head to the side and you throw your own shot. There's an offensive and a defensive approach to this tactic. Now, this only covers hands. Let's say you are the shorter fighter and you're having trouble dealing with somebody's length through their legs. They're throwing front kicks or round kicks or all those techniques which you're just not able to match them with because you have the shorter legs. Well, that's fine. On that instance, we're still going to keep in mind that I want to close the gap. I want to get to here and then I can come with my own legs. But in addition to that, you want to get very good at catching or scooping. If somebody keeps front kicking you, front kicking you, front kicking you, you want to scoop and then attack with your head off the center line and land your shot. If they're round kicking, you want to block and close the gap and throw your shots. This is all about getting that tight range where the taller fighter does not want to be against the shorter fighter. But keep in mind, you may still struggle just based on weight discrepancy. So if I am, which I am, 5'11", and I'm fighting somebody who, let's say, 5'8", if we're the same weights, they should be stronger than me. But if I'm fighting somebody who's 5'8" and 130 pounds, all of a sudden I have the height advantage and I have the strength advantage. And then all of a sudden it's not a realistic matchup. If you are struggling to beat people in your gym who are taller but also larger, well, guess what? That's why we have weight classes. That's why people don't do big jumps 3 or 4 weight classes up, because you're gonna lose. Now, if the person is fighting technically and they're not using their weight advantage against you, then yes, you can still get the win. We'll call it a win. In the gym, you can still pick people apart, but as soon as size starts coming into play, it's an issue unless your skill level is so much higher than theirs. But just remember, head off the center line. When you throw your attacks, offensively, defensively, same thing, except you stand your ground. And when the kicks come, you need to parry them, catch them. You can double arm block, but after, you have to close that distance and make them pay for throwing the lengthy shot and not landing on you. It's pretty much as simple as that, but it's not really, because you have to drill this over and over and over to actually be able to pull it off. And the reality is, I could do a 1-hour tutorial on this subject, getting really in depth. Today we're doing what, 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 tops, where I'm just giving you a quick little run through of this. Basically the same answer I gave my student today at the end of class when I only had 3 to 5 minutes to talk to him about this. But this is the answer. Even though it's a simple answer, it's much more complex. This will help get you started. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps everybody out there who is dealing and struggling with fighting somebody who's a little taller than them. If you did enjoy the episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed. And as always, guys, train hard, and I will see you back here soon for another episode.